If you're a big-hearted person, you're gonna fuck with everybody and you're gonna have love for everybody, but you gotta have love for yourself. Most important. So stay true to yourself, because at the end of the day, people leave your life all the time and you end up being, by yourself. So you gotta stay true to yourself. Do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, people don't fuck with it. They don't have to live with it. They want to be around. They don't want to be around.
I've been traveling in the speed of light. If I tell you it gon' be alright, don't think it twice. I've been through it way too many times. I feel just like don't wanna wake up in the morning, but I know this life. Baby, tell me, can you hear me? I can see the light.
So I guess a good place to start is how we actually came across you and your music. A lot of times I'll randomly just search on Instagram for Portland artists just to make new connections, find some new sounds. And we came across your newest song, 1743 KM. And there's something about like these alternative beats that are a little more left field than traditional hip hop that just catch my ear. And yeah, and I love that track. So do you want to talk about that song a little bit?
Yeah, I actually, when I was making that song, I was actually on my way to California, and I was driving, and I just had gotten the beat to it, and like the words for it were like coming along when I was listening to it, and but it wasn't until I got back home that I actually recorded the song, and I actually put some lyrics behind it. But yeah, the alternative sound is what I'm going towards right now, just because it's not so much different, because I guess we're seeing that a lot in hip hop lately, like how the alternative sound is like really like coming in. But I feel like it's still refreshing to people's ears when they hear something like that, when they hear an alternative sound, even though they're like, oh, like we've heard songs like this before, but it's just like refreshing. And I just hearing a bunch of hard lyrics about this and that, so trying to approach that side more. But yeah, just usually whatever happens when I listen to a beat, whatever happens in my life, or something that I'm going through in the moment, that's what comes out when I record a song.
That's dope, man. So you mentioned you're kind of moving in that alternative direction a little bit with that sound. Is there some kind of like influence or driving factor to that?
I'm not really big on listening to just alternative sounds though. Like I listen to a bunch of stuff, but I don't know, for some weird reason, like I've always kind of liked rock. So like putting that in, mixing it with hip hop, it's just such a crazy sound to me. Like, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. That's why a lot of artists try to make that kind of music, because it just sounds crazy. Like, I mean, if you listen to like alternative bands or like early 2000 rock bands, like their vocals go crazy. You put that over a hip hop beat, what else do you want? That's just,
it's over.
Yeah, I totally agree. Those bands are the shit. Yeah. What do you have any like specific bands that you love from that time range?
All right, for instance, like right now, like I've been really fucking with Weezer, and it's like, you know what I mean, like shit like that. Like it's funny because like sometimes when I'm with some of my friends, they'll be like, bro, why are you listening to this shit? And it's like, I listen to it because it has really good sounds in it, really good lyrics. And sometimes people, just because they're like, oh, it's a rock song, or it's even like EDM music, people don't want to listen to it because they think they can't see the elements that you see in hip hop. Like it's the same thing. You're listening to sounds, you're listening to cadences and shit like that, so I don't know. I just I keep keeping like my views on music like pretty wide, just because I've been listening to it for so long.
Same. I feel that, dude. I'm a huge fan of like Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, dude. Crazy.
Huge fan. Day one.
I even fuck with like System of a Down. Like,
oh shit.
I bounce everywhere. I bounce everywhere, bro. Like,
bro,
You could probably hear it in my music too sometimes, like even more so like with the shit that I'm coming out, because the way I make my music is funny, because I have like this weird process where it's just like I literally find a beat out here. I'll be listening to beats. I find the one that I want to make a song to, and I'll just try to write. It won't happen. So like I'll book a sesh for a song that's not even done. It's not even, it hasn't even been thought of, but I'll do it. And that will make me get pressured into making the song. So let's say I book my sesh like a week from the day that I find the beat or something like that. By like fourth day in, I'm like, fuck, I have nothing. And I'll just be like, I have to log in. And I go in there, and I have a studio at my house that I use, but I don't put out my music through the studio. I just usually record here, go to a big studio, record it there, and then drop it. So I'll just end up just freestyling a bunch of lyrics at home, record them all though, and then from there just listen to those takes so much until I memorize it, and then I go into the big studio, and then I just one take it, boom, and then that's how the song comes. And then it's not until later where I'm really like, damn, I did this, and I like, and my flow here was like this, and it's like, it's crazy, like it's really like almost like blinding, like how I make my music. I go in it without even knowing really what I'm creating, the finished product, and then I'm like, oh shit, that actually came out really well, and that played off really well with the beat and this and that, like it's crazy. It's a weird process.
Nice, man. Well, let's throw it back to like your early days. How did you even get into making music in the first place?
So I have an older brother, and I remember finding like it was a journal full of raps. Like he would write full songs, and he would do it in a way where he would even put like notes on the side, like, oh, this has to do with this, and like, and I would just read it, but I would read it more like just like they were actual notes, but they were raps. And so like I remember I tried to rap one time, like write a rap. And at the time I was really young, and I was like listening to like some Biggie, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna use his beat and I'm gonna write over him, right? But then what I ended up doing was just basically rewriting his verse with different words, though, So I was like, motherfucker, you can't rap. I was like, you didn't do anything special. Oh, shit. So I was like, fuck it, stop doing it. And then like years passed, like, because I was like, when I was still in elementary. And then like when I got into high school, I linked up with one of my homies, one of my brother's homies, actually, because the dude's older than me. Linked up with him, and then he was rapping, and he had like a little home studio. This was back in the day. This was like way before anybody had a home studio. Now everybody has a home studio, but this was back in the day. So I had just I had started working that year, so I I bought myself a computer, a nice computer, and I was like, he was like, oh, bro, he's like, you got GarageBand in your shit. And I was like, oh, I do. He's like, oh, I have a studio, like, equipment. He's like, I'm about to pull up on you and, like, record at your crib. And I was like, oh, yeah, do that. So he pulls up, and he just starts making songs, And at first, I didn't know how to rap. So I was just, but I've always listened to music, and I've always thought that I had a good ear for music. So I was like, started downloading beats for him. I would choose the beats for him to make songs out of. And he would always be like, damn, he's like, bro, you got a good ear for beats. He's like, I fuck with that shit. And I was like, all right, cool. Then he, eventually he ended up telling me to get on a song. I wrote my first verse, put that shit on the track. It was trash. It was weak. And then I remember, I'm pretty sure we probably put that out. Like, this was when like SoundCloud was first being like, like talked about. Actually, people didn't even really have SoundCloud like that, but I made a SoundCloud account, put that shit out. And yeah, that's just how it started. And then after that, I was hooked. I was like, damn, I fucked with this shit. Even though it was like I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was like, damn, I'll fuck with this. I like it. So I just kept doing it a lot after that. Um, since I knew that I had a computer that I could record off of, I was like, yep, I'm gonna save up to buy my own shit. And I did. Like 6 months later to a year later, I had all my studio equipment. And I built a studio inside my bedroom at the time. I was living with my pops. And I remember I took out all my clothes out of the walk-in closet and I put foam all over that shit and I put my mic in there and it just literally I slept in the studio because I made it to a studio. I didn't have a bedroom no more. It's funny though.
So your newest project, Srry I Was Under the Sky. As a whole, what does that project mean to you?
Basically, it's something that I went through, and I didn't know how to feel about the situation that happened to me. I didn't know how to like process it while it was happening, and the music is just like a reflection of how I should have went through it, like how I should have, but that's not how I did it, you know? So like, it's just like the reflection of how it should have gone through, you know? For me, like music is like therapy for me. Like, my music, like, obviously I want people to like it, but a lot of it's just me expressing what goes on in my life. So, you know?
Yeah, it's no facade. It's real life shit.
Yeah, it's also very relatable too.
I just try to put it up like that, just how it is. I don't try to like sugarcoat it or nothing, and that's why like a lot of those schemes are so like it's almost like I'm just talking most of the time.
So coming up in 2021 or the rest of 2020, what could we look forward to?
I'm definitely gonna you're probably just gonna see me just chopping a whole bunch of stuff because yeah, like I said, I'm like not really trying to hold back right now. Like I see a lot of people taking the approach where it's like they want to do everything so like precise, and it's like that's dope, you know. Like move real professional, that's dope, you know. Have timeline and shit for everything, but like I figure you know like someday it's gonna be just like that already, and so why not? If I have all control right now, I can just put out as much shit as I want, whatever I want, you know?
Yeah.
So do that and expect more videos. That's what people tell me. They be like, oh, we fuck with the music, but we need more music videos. And I'm like, all right, yeah, for sure.
Well, hit us up.
Yeah, dude. When you want to work with us.
Yeah. No, we definitely gonna work. Yeah, we definitely gonna work for sure. For sure. I just we gotta get the right timing because I just be working a lot, to be honest.
Dude, I feel it. Yeah. So we have this recurring segment where we kind of finish up the conversation and we give the artist a chance to drop some knowledge, give some kind of quote, some kind of meaningful quote that they live by, or just anything for the people, really. Yeah.
Call it the last word.
The last word.
The last word. What's your last word?
If you're a big-hearted person, you're going to fuck with everybody and you're going to have love for everybody, but you got to have love for yourself. Most important. So stay true to yourself, because at the end of the day, people leave your life all the time and you end up being, you know, by yourself. So you got to stay true to yourself. Do what makes you happy. At the end of the day, people don't fuck with it. They don't have to live with it. They want to be around. They don't want to be around. Cool. You know, you got to stay true to yourself though, because that's all you got right here. That's all you got.
Facts, man. Well, hey, we really appreciate the time. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I really appreciate y'all reaching out and letting me know about this. It was cool. I fuck with it. I'm definitely you guys up though, so we can link up.
All right, word. Yeah, we'll have you back on too. Like next shit that comes out. Yeah, I'd love to talk about it.
For sure, yeah. Good looks,
All right,
guys.
man.
All right, bro. Take it
Peace.
easy.
Take care, y'all.